the most decorated club in South Australia and on a national level as well.
Adelaide City are the champions yet again.
Providing Socceroos and championships and cups.
Some goal from Damien Murray! Aloisi, you'll never forget today.
But we are always striving to be the best.
The boys celebrate 2021 champions.
Adelaide City are in cruise control down at Matilda's Drive.
Since 2014, so 8 years this year since we won the cup, and this club strives to win trophies.
7 seconds in! The top of the North will be representing South Australia on the national stage.
Oh, it's a massive game for the club, you know, for the fans as well. Oh, look, obviously Adelaide City's done amazing things in their history, and, you know, Modbury Jets want to start building, you know, their history a bit more as well. It's family, you know, everyone knows each other, everyone's always, you know, passing on kind words, and they're always trying to support you, help you out in any way possible. You know, we did this for you, we did this for the club, the fans, thank you everyone.
I think Adelaide City is in there because Adelaide City is Adelaide City. Plain and simple. I think in the song it obviously means if you're beating Adelaide City and you hate Adelaide City, you're doing well. So we take it as a compliment, I think. I've only heard it a couple of times, so I don't want to hear it Saturday.
So I reckon it's going to be an absolute cracker.
A long time ago now in the cup finals, I think we need to put it right after probably 3 or 4 cup losses, and hopefully we can rectify that on Saturday and go one better than we did last year.
Everyone's going to be there and we're going to give our best shot and, you know, try and get some silverware.
Hello and welcome to the newly named Service FM Stadium, also known as the State Centre for Football, for the 109th edition of the Federation Cup final between Modbury Jets and Adelaide City. We're going to get proceedings underway with the Welcome to Country.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a cleansing ceremony here. It's something that's been done in our country for thousands of years. It's a way that we connect with our spiritual ancestors. It's also a way that we connect with each other. And it's very important that we call upon the blessings of our ancestors through song and through this ceremony. So it's a pleasure to be here today and to have you to be a part of it. We'd like to thank you for inviting us out here. We've got both sides that are wonderful teams today. So we're going to sit on the fence on this one, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm just going to cleanse our dignitaries here. And we'd like to say Natalia and thank you all very much. Natalia.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, can you please put your hands together for Robbie and Isaac?
A moving welcome to country there. Of course, you're joining us at the newly named Service FM Stadium. As you see there, the teams just getting into the tunnel, ready to walk out onto this pitch. It's a historic day, the first time we've had a Federation Cup final at this venue. And rather fitting...
The most decorated club in South Australia and on a national level as well.
You hear it over the speaker. They're the most decorated club in South Australia. Fittingly, as we kick off a new era in football in the city of Adelaide, it's Adelaide City who takes centre stage. They're chasing their 18th Federation Cup crown. This is a club ingrained into the fabric of football in this state. In the history books from A to Z, from Aloisi to Zoran Madic, from Zebras back to Adelaide City, the black and white are looking to write another chapter in their storied history. Their opponents today more than ready to tear up the script. Modbury Jets flying high in State League 1 and hoping to soar higher than ever before by lifting the Federation Cup for just the second time and the first since 1989. I'm your match commentator, Lucas Ronaldo, and I'm joined today by Football SA Life member Mark Talbot. And Mark, it's top of State League 1 against the top of the NPL. That's the trophy they're fighting over. What are you expecting from today's final?
Good afternoon, thanks for having me, Lucas. But I think from a game point of view, very high intensity game. It's going to ebb and flow, I think, both ways. Can't write Modbury off, they will be going in as the underdogs, but I think you look at their league form and the way they performed in the semi, anything's up for grabs today.
You look at the run-ins that both these sides have. With all due respect, there's not too much NPL opposition. Modbury Jets are obviously the State League 1 team coming into this, are going to be the underdogs. This is probably definitely the biggest test they've had in their run.
Yeah, definitely. They haven't had to worry too much against the NPL clubs, but it will be a tough test for them today, and it will be the toughest, as it should be in a cup final.
And just running through that run, so Modbury Jets, they knocked off Seaford 6-0 in the round of 64, then Tea Tree Gully City, South Adelaide, West Adelaide and Vipers. Adelaide City, on the other hand, in the round of 64, then played Modbury Vista and beat them 6-0 in round of 32. Then smashed Bacalla 5-0 in the round of 16. Salisbury, EC United, and now their opponents, Modbury Jets, and that's what's on the line. It's all about 18 for Adelaide City, and they're trying to create a little more history on a historic day for football in this state. The first grand final at the new home of Football South Australia, Service FM Stadium. And Adelaide City, of course, they're not in the best run of form. They are still top of the league, but only on goal difference now. At the time of the semi-final, they were flying high. Now, 3 games without a loss.
Yeah, 3 games now. 1 loss, 2 draws in those 3 games.
Without a win, rather.
Yeah, so they're not in the best of forms at the moment.
State Centre for Football here in Gepps Cross, now known officially as the Service FM Stadium. Thank you, Minister, for officially opening the brand new Service FM Stadium.
And there it goes, the new name for this brilliant ground that Football South Australia now calls home, Service FM Stadium, and now we'll break up for the national anthem of Australia.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea, a land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair in joyful strings, and let us sing advance Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, Claudia Miliaccio.
There's the national anthem of Australia, and of course the Australia Cup beckons for both of these two sides. Modbury Jets, they've got that one this week, and the next week, Modbury, they could wrap up the league title next Monday. Before that, they play Armidale in Perth on Thursday. It's definitely the most important 9 days in the history of this club.
It's an amazing achievement for them, and it is a massive 9 days. So we'll have to see how they go. Start kicks off today.
And now we're going to quickly run through the lineups for both of these two sides. For Modbury Jets, it's Luke Luongo who starts in goal. It's a back four of Daniel Detroyer, Cameron O'Doherty, Matt Mullen and Martin Doyle. Matt Mullen playing game 350. Darcy Shaxi starts in midfield with Jesse Francesca. It's rotating front four of the McKay brothers, Harry Connon and Cooper Wegner. And for their opponents, Adelaide City, as they look for their 18th Federation Cup, it's Dakota Oxenham in goal. Matt Halliday will be in defence alongside Gutierrez, Brown and Corbo. Bresson, Devro and King, you'd expect will be in the midfield. Majok up front with Irabona, and Matt Dorber starts as well up front. Of course, we mentioned the loss of Kerr. They haven't won a game since then. Do you think that's a coincidence? Since he's over in Serbia, we hear his trial was going quite well. I think his first one fell through, but looks like he's going to stay over there. Is that a coincidence, their lack of wins since then?
It very well could be. It looks that way that it's had an effect on them. He was a key element of the way they played. So if you lose a player like that, it's hard to replace. So I think it has probably played a small part in their what you would call downturn in form.
Yeah, they're still, as we mentioned, top of the league, just a goal difference over Adelaide Comets. Campbelltown just 1 point behind as well. And Modbury Jets, meanwhile, they sit 6 points clear ahead of West Adelaide. And our officials today, the referee Daniel Goodwin, assistant referees Andrew Kite and Nick Elligan. Daniel Cook is our fourth official. Just about ready to get underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's toss of the coin will be conducted by shadow referee Jacob Tui.
And of course, Modbury Jets, a bit of extra spice in this game in their club song. They've got the line, "We hate Adelaide City," and whoever they play against gets chucked in there as well. It's almost a weird situation because they're not really their normal rivals. Para Hills Knights are normally reserved for that territory, but does add a little bit more to this game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think it just come about many years ago when Adelaide City were obviously higher flying and in the NSL. So I think it's probably come from there. And back in the day, it was you either liked Adelaide City or you didn't like them. It was as simple as that, especially when it was the West Adelaide days as well. So in the NSL, so I think it's naturally come from that. And yes, Para Hills are their fiercest local rival, so I think it's just for added spice.
And the words of Nick Bucco in response to that was, that's what happens when you're a big club. He said he hasn't heard it too many times and didn't want to hear it again tonight. Hamish McKay putting the ball down there. You'd expect he'd be very, very important for them. Of course, him and his brother Liam have been sensational. It was Cooper Wegner who, in the semi-final, got them off to the perfect start. 7 seconds in, wasn't it?
Wow. It was.
And that is really a feature of the way they play, isn't it?
It is, definitely. They play hard, they play fast, play high-intensity football, and they look to attack as quick as they can.
It's McKay. Can he score? It's in seconds. 7 seconds in.
And let's see if they try and give Adelaide City a dose of the same medicine. A team that's a lot harder to break down. Both of them, we mentioned, had fairly easy rides. Adelaide City, 20 goals in their run, and they're straight off this time. Couldn't get it straight through to Wegner. But we're underway in the 2022 Federation Cup final. Straight away, it's a throw in here for Adelaide City. And Wegner moving across. And it'll be another throw-in here for the team that's on paper, of course, the visitors. We mentioned it's the first final at this venue, the first of many we expect, and now known as the Service FM Stadium. Here's Darsim Shaxi. O'Doherty, and just runs out of play. Those fullbacks for Modbury Jets, they definitely like to get forward. It'll be interesting to see whether they have the opportunity as much today.
Yeah, they certainly play high. Allows the likes of Francesca and Shaxi to sit in, and really the fullbacks do play quite high. So it'll be interesting to see if Adelaide City can nullify that by playing high themselves. Their fullbacks don't get as high either, but it'll be interesting to see how that battle plays out.
And expect a lot of fluidity from both sides going forward, as it's an early free kick here for Adelaide City just on the edge of the area. It was Irabona who went down. He's been in sensational form this season. Equal top goal scorer, 11 goals in the league. 2 goals in the semi-final versus Eastern United. And especially with Kerr out, there is a lot of pressure on his shoulders to be the man that provides the goals. Outside of them two, the next highest goal scorer in the league is the defender Thomas Brown, who's got 4. So they have been very reliant on those two. Corner whipped in, headed away, and Modbury conspired to get it clear. Here comes City. It's Bresson, who was out with illness in the semi-final. He went for the dummy, but ended up at the feet of Detroit. Here's Shaxi. Now Dorber. And there'll be a corner coming off Matt Mullen. 350th game, a magnificent achievement for him, isn't it?
Oh, it's a massive achievement, especially for an outfield player. It just shows you the experience that he's got. Because I'm certainly not going to say he's old.
33 years old now.
Exactly, he's still young.
Former Adelaide City player, of course. Played for them in a couple of finals as well. Adelaide City, of course, a bit of a bad run in terms of finals as they take this corner short here. Devereaux was so important in the semi-final. And back to Gutierrez. Halliday. In fact, it's Corbo. Moves it over the top to Bresson and just falling out of play. It really shows the quality of the City side when you look at their bench and you see a name like Nicholas Bucco on there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does. It surprised me. He's been playing well recently in the last few weeks, but obviously not sure as to why he's on the bench today, but they've gone with an out-and-out striker in Majok. So Bucco's been playing off the 9, so maybe they're just needing Majok to hold play up, bring in Irabona and Dorber.
And Wegner trying to get himself involved there. Of course, he scored 2 in the semi-final. He's been in very good form as of late. And with Modbury Jets, it's an unchanged, not only 11, the bench is identical to the semi-final as well. Sure, their coach, Morris Natali, will be very happy to have that level of consistency in his team. Now Majok. Majok looks for Irabona, who manages to evade O'Doherty. Forced back here to Corbo. Irabona and just bounced off. Now here's Majok. Got a lot of players around him. It ends up at the feet of Aladdin Irabona, who couldn't just manufacture the angle. Now Gutierrez. Charlie Devereaux. Here's Bresson. McCabe with a strong shoulder, and I think maybe that's a sign of the difference sometimes you get between State League 1 and NPL.
Yeah, definitely.
Modbury do like to press high. Be interesting to see how involved Hamish McCabe can get on this one. He's been so good for Modbury this season. Scored 15 goals in 18 league games, a phenomenal record. Of course, won the Sergio Melter medal last year with Blue Eagles, as one goes long for Dorber. And it'll be a throw-in for Modbury Jets. Detroit on it. Of course, the younger brother of Louis Detroit at Campbelltown. His dad, Robbie, been involved with, well, just about every club in South Australia. As that switch from Doyle just doesn't hit its target. Long throw in here. As Mullen puts one up. Matt Mullen made 6 appearances for Australia's under-20s. Of course, a bit of time with Adelaide United as well. I think played 4 games in the A-League for them. Doyle, Devereaux, Dorber. Dorber, now Bresson. Of course, Dorber is really the main change. I mentioned Bresson coming into the semi-final as well, but him instead of Kerr, you're a bit surprised. He has spent a bit of time in the last couple of years playing a bit further back than he was used to.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a surprise, but it just allows them to come into the game.
Here's Irabona looking for one across. Majok's in the middle, but Luongo, the young goalkeeper, manages to prevent it. He was playing under 18s only in 2020, made his senior debut just last year, and he's really come into his own for Modbury.
He has. I was chatting with Paul Riley, who was goalkeeper coach, and he mentioned how he's really come along leaps and bounds, and they've got 2 really young, good keepers at Modbury. So it'll be interesting to see how he progresses in the future, being only 18 and already playing at such a good level.
Yeah, well, of course, got Lockie Fusco as their backup goalkeeper as well for Adelaide City. Oxenham in goal. Cosmo Groff played in the reserves on the back pitches here just now. They went down to Adelaide United's reserves. Moussa Toure getting involved in the goals there. The Toures continuing to prove how good they are. Here's Matt Mullen. And for Modbury, with, as we mentioned, 3 important games in 9 days, do you expect a lot of rotation? It is a difficult situation because out of these 3 games, they're all massive, aren't they?
They are, and I don't think, if everyone's fit, I don't think there'll be much rotation at all. It is a big 9 days. You've got to play your best 11 every time. If there's injuries, yes, obviously you make those changes, but if you can play your best 11 over those 9 days and they can recover, then you'll have to play them.
Yeah, Modbury looking to make history here. They're the first team from outside the top division to make the final since Para Hills Knights in 2012, who lost to Metro on that day. Last team to win the Federation Cup from outside of the top division was Cumberland in 2009. Francesca. Here's Wegner. Devereaux and Juan Gutierrez, former Cumberland player, only made his MPL debut in the last 12 months, but he's been quite important for City at left fullback. And just going to go down now to Johnny Kecko, if he can hear us. Have we got you, Johnny?
You got me, boys. I'm very excited. Grant, it's the Cup final day. I'm absolutely pumped, and the crowd up down here is actually pumping. There's the grandstand's full, not one seat in the house for this massive occasion, boys. And I'm looking forward to today, and I've got a big question I want answered by the end of it. If Adelaide's going to get the keys to the city or Modbury are going to be jetting away with the cup, we've got 80 minutes to find out, and potentially more, boys.
Well, he's really been preparing, hasn't he? We took a while to go back down to him, but Johnny has been taking time to write some notes.
I think I regret saying that on live TV, boys, but I'm going to have to stick with it now.
Thanks for that, Johnny. We'll go back down to you a little later. There's a free kick here for Modbury Jets. Doyle going down. Doyle can provide goals from set pieces as well. 2 in 17 games this season. Luongo to take this one. Sends it long, and it's Wegner trying to get under it. Did look like, of course, we mentioned in the semi-final how quickly they got their goal, just 7 seconds in. And from there it was pretty frantic. Do you think with no early goal so far in the opening 10 minutes. That sort of changes the way Modbury approach. We know they like to start quickly.
No, I don't think so. They're still trying to play their fullbacks high. I have noticed that Wengen is not playing up front as he did in the semis. They've actually pushed Hamish higher up the park and pushed Cooper out into that left-hand side a little bit more. So that may have bigger effect on the way they play because Hamish is obviously not as quick as Cooper Wegner.
Here's Dorber. Looking for a young Majok. He's in on goal here. Can he find the finish? Majok puts it through the legs of Luongo, and Majok gives Adelaide City the lead in the Federation Cup final. 2 goals in the semi, and he's opened the scoring inside 11 minutes.
Great finish there, great run. Great ball through down the line for him just to run onto him. This is where Adelaide City can really make Modbury pay with the high fullbacks. He's allowed him behind that space and he's just opened the keeper up and he's managed just to push it through his legs there, as we see there on the replay. Great finish, but it all started, they were able to get him behind the fullbacks.
Yeah, just through the legs there. Cruel on Dorber, but just able to get him behind. It's a lovely finish. He didn't really have many options. The cut off the cut back well, Modbury.
But as a true striker, when you're in the box like that, you got to take that shot. And he's finished it well.
And now Adelaide City, as they so often do in cup finals, go a goal up. And let's see how Modbury Jets recover from that one. Mentioned only a minute or so ago how Jets love to start fast, and now they're going to be backs against the wall. Really the worst possible scenario in a game that you're really expected to lose, isn't it?
It is not an impossible position, but it is a tough position. But it will force them to come out and play a little bit more now. Adelaide City have been on top, so it just forces Modbury's hand a little bit now. So they plenty of time to get an equaliser, but it just does force the hand for them to now really push on a little bit more.
With how dominant Modbury have been in the league, they haven't had too many times where they've come up against a team that can sort of match them. So with this opportunity now, probably does change the dynamic of the game a little bit. Here's Detroit. Conant looking to come deep. Instead it's at the feet of McCabe. Now Francesca. Detroit. Detroit has provided 8 assists from fullback this season. Mark gave me a look there. I know that because he counts them himself.
I was wondering how you knew that. Well, that's impressive.
Did provide a good one last week in their win over Adelaide Hills at home, 2-0. Here's Francesca. Mullen. Now Detroit. Mullen looking for the long switch. Finds O'Doherty, who provides a lot of assists from down the left as well. Just a free kick, and Modbury getting the chance to recompose themselves on this game now.
Yeah, they just need a few minutes now just to keep the ball, which they have done. They've just now got to get it into that final third and make it count. But they're playing themselves back into it. It's not every day you see Modbury go down, this year go behind. So it will take them a few minutes to work themselves out and bring themselves back into the game.
Mullen, just a bit of a tussle with Dorber there. That was a good ball from Shaxi, but Conant, his control was almost too good. Glued to his foot. It'll be a throw in here in front of the grandstand for Detroit. Now, Conant. Detroit comes inside. Conant. Here's Hamish McCabe. And his legs are taken under him. It was Majok who gave away the foul, and it's a free kick here right on the edge of the area.
This is the Modbury I expect to see more of. They're starting to get the ball moving, starting to find their combinations around the wide players and through that middle area with Hamish getting on it as well a little bit more now. Now this is the Modbury that we're expecting to see. He's done well to bring the foul. Let's see if he can, looks like he's dead set on taking this one.
Yeah, there's Conant, McCabe and Wegner over it, but McCabe does look the most likely. It is a bit of an angle for a left footer though. Four in the wall for City. And just 20 yards out will be Wegner. And he went low, and Dakota Oxenham has to make his first save of the game.
Yeah, he got down well. Not the best hit, free kick, but he got down well. Made a regulation save there.
He'll throw it out. And Adelaide City look to build from the back. High press here from Modbury. Brown. Here's Jai King. Mullen gets his head to it. Darsim Shaxi. Now Francesca, the captain, pickpocketed by Devereaux. Liam McCabe getting himself involved. Here's his brother Hamish. Here's a chance for Modbury. And it's Cooper Wegner. And good piece of defending by Thomas Brown.
Really good transition there from Modbury, as that's what we expect with them, and their fast movement up the front there. So it's expect to see more of that. When they can win the ball high, they'll really go. And Cooper Wegner out there on that left is quite fast. I've seen him a couple of times now, and he can certainly motor.
Yeah, Thomas Brown beat as the cross comes in, offside. And Thomas Brown, he, along with Matt Halliday, beat Adelaide City in the Cup final in 2019 when they were playing with Adelaide Olympic. Of course, City have lost 2 cups in a row to Adelaide Olympic. 4 out of the last 6 finals have featured Adelaide City, and all 4 have been losses. They're looking to break that duck as McCabe comes forward here. Here's McCabe, Liam McCabe, and he went down, but I think got the ball stuck under him. Dorber does well there. Now Shaxi. Conant. That'll be a free kick. Nothing in that. There was a bit of a half-hearted call for a penalty, but nothing in that, I don't think.
No, here it is on the replay there. You can just see him just trot on the ball. Pressure from the City defenders just caused him to get the ball sort of stuck under his foot. So nothing there. Good refereeing. But as you can see now, Modbury is starting to find their feet. They're starting to play their game. And so hopefully for Modbury they can make this pressure count.
Here's Francesca, and it's an awkward one for Dakota Oxenham. Went to come out, but I don't think it curled in quite as much as he thought it would.
Yeah, he got caught under it a little bit there.
Of course, the former Adelaide United goalkeeper, 22 years old. And I don't think it was on target. You see, he does have a fair bit of strapping on that knee, actually.
He did in the semis as well. It's obviously a constant issue there. So should have asked him before the game what that was all about.
The corner here for Modbury, who since the goal have recovered fairly well. Delivered. Hamish McCabe almost under it. Conant's there. And Halliday looking to hook clear. Pinball in the box there, and ultimately peters out for an Adelaide City goal kick.
City just unsure on their clearances there. As you can see from the replay, the free kick come in. It all started there. Dakota just caught under it a little bit. Happy to see that away. And from the resulting corner, a bit of pinball. City just couldn't quite clear it.
Here's Majock. Good defending from Doyle. City looks to take it quickly, but Darsim Shaxi. Look at the pace from Ayoma Majock. Can he keep it in play? Just runs it out, but unbelievable that he managed to get there. He covered. And Irabona now closing down. High press from City. Dorber doing it too. That was unbelievable from Ayom Majock. Was about 5 yards behind Darsim Shaxi.
It was something they've obviously worked on as well, because from a Modbury point of view defensively, because Doyle got caught a little bit high, and Shaxi was already dropping back into that deep position, and he still got beat. But obviously it's something they're aware of.
It was a good attempt at a pass from Darsim Shaxi. Almost found Harry Conant. Conant's got 4 goals in the league this season in 13 games. Modbury have scored a lot of goals, 6 in the round of 64, 5 in the round of 32, and 4 in the semi-final and round of 16 each. And they'll be looking to reply quickly here. They have composed themselves back on this game well, haven't they?
They have very well. And I said, once they get the ball down and start playing their football, you can see the fullbacks quite high again. They'll only grow in confidence, and like I said, they just need to make that final third pressure count.
But it is Adelaide City who took the early lead. If you're just joining us, it was Ayom Majok. Got things underway, putting it through the legs of Luke Luongo in Modbury's goal. Now Mullen, and he'll go for goal, and looking to cap off game number 350 with a shot from about 35 yards.
Maybe 40. Unfortunately, not pressuring the goalkeeper in any stage of that shot.
It's great to have that level of
confidence,
but couldn't quite find the target. King. Now Corbo. King. Bresson. Devereaux. He's a player with such quality, isn't he? Charlie Devereaux really makes this team tick.
He does. Everything goes through him. He sets the tempo and the way Adelaide City play. So if Modbury can really nullify him, then and control that midfield, they've got a good chance of coming out with a good result.
Here's Liam McCabe, searching for his brother. Now Gutierrez. Devereaux. Corbo. Corbo's featured in all 18 games this season. Only himself, Halliday and Ox. Oh, Luongo's made a mistake, and Bresson almost got given a golden opportunity. And definitely a heart-in-mouth moment for Luongo there.
Yeah, and for Modbury on the whole there, but he's recovered well. He managed to get back quickly. But, yeah, very lucky. Maybe lucky that it wasn't Majok that was running at him there.
See, in the picture-in-picture there, just misjudged the bounce. Very close to giving away the goal there. But luckily, he did do well to recover. Wagner muscled off it by Jai King. Now Brown. Oxenham to go long this time. O'Doherty. Also O'Doherty, the youngest of Doherty brothers. Brother Jordan spent a bit of time in the A-League, still playing Newcastle, I think. Playing for United and the Wanderers too. Here's Shaxi. Mullen. Now Detroit. You can really notice that these two teams on a lot more, even though it's the same league, a lot more of a level playing field than Adelaide City were with Eastern United.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's why Modbury is sitting top of the table. They're very well coached by Maurice Natale. They've all got their structure. They all know their roles. And they just know where each other's going to be. And they can trust each other with the ball. And it just shows. Whereas Eastern aren't quite at that level yet. Give them time, they may get there. But I think Modbury, if they can make these next 9 days count, and if they do, I dare say they will go up next at the end of the season. I think they'll, with the current squad, and obviously they'll need to strengthen in areas, as you do when you go up. But I think they can hold their own there.
And nice to see in the background of your picture there. Very good turnout at this new ground. Looks like standing room only below us. Here's Shaxi, and Dorber put his head down. No foul given, but there is one the other way against Bresson. Doyle. Now O'Doherty. Moves it back to Doyle. This is a bit surprising. I guess the early goal probably changed plans a bit for both these sides as that one goes out of play. To see Modbury have so much of the ball.
Yeah, it is a little bit surprising. I thought Adelaide City would control the tempo and the game a little bit more, but since the goal, Modbury have really put their foot on it and are controlling the tempo at the moment and controlling the game. But Adelaide City very fast on the transition, so you can't count them out. And I think they'll look to get in behind the fullbacks again throughout the game.
Well, City won't care too much about that if it stays the way it is. Here's Brown. Of course, it was great to see both these two sides when they found out their cup draws here. Very contrasting reactions. City don't think too happy that they've been drawn at home again. They'll be playing Logan Lightning in a couple of weeks' time.
Very winnable game though for them, which is excellent. So hopefully they get the positive result there, and it puts them into the next round.
Modbury, meanwhile, play Armidale over in Perth. I think a lot of people have written them off for that one, but comparatively, South Australia's NPL has fared pretty well in the NPL Championship in the past. So, you know, they are State League 1. This is, of course, a very strong State League 1 side. The likes of Matt Mullen, the McCabe's in there. And here's one of them here, Liam McCabe. Can he find Conant, Harry Conant? And good defending once again by Thomas Brown, but it will be in Modbury corner.
Just touch got away from him there and he knows it. But again, both teams play very similar in the fact that they both like to transition really, really fast. And yeah, just a poor touch, unfortunately. Tom Brown is able to get across.
It'll be Liam McCabe to take this corner.
Going back to the Modbury's next round, or next game, I think.
We love Ronaldo's!
Thanks for that, Travis Stott. As we get a corner here for Liam McCabe, and they go short, and will be an offside. I don't think that set piece routine went to plan.
No, they've tried it before. It's a thing they try quite frequently. But if the defending team don't have anyone on the line, they're always going to get called for offside. So they need to be careful of that. But Modbury's next round, that's a winnable game for them. So I don't understand why everyone's writing them off straight away, but it is a very winnable game.
I think in the part of the coverage for that, I think it was Daniel McBreen that was sort of saying that Armidale will be very happy, which I'm sure they would on paper. But I'm sure Morris Natali will use that as a bit of a... As here comes to Troy. He's done well to get around Gutierrez, looking for the cross, and well defended by Halliday. I'm sure Natali will be using that bit of a mechanism to pump his boys up. Modbury with another throw in here. Hamish McCabe combining with his brother once again. Step over, Hamish McCabe, and it will be a corner. And that's what he can do, isn't it?
It is, and that's what they're looking for. They need to get the little 1-2s there, and they did it on the free kick as well. So they can get those areas, short 1-2s, combination plays at the top of the box, and City can be in trouble. I mean, they were lucky there. They managed to get the block in. There's a little bit of afters there as well, with Charlie Devereaux giving McCabe a bit of a push. So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses.
It's a corner now. Wegner will take this one. Mullins free at the back post. And here's McCabe, and not sure if that's the angle he would have liked that one to come on. But Mullen really did well to lose his man there, didn't he?
Yeah, great set piece routine there. He's drifted around the back. No one's followed him. Unfortunately, couldn't get the right head back across, but he was able to flick it there to McCabe, who unfortunately couldn't put his volley on target. But great little routine there for Modbury. So it's something that we can keep an eye on and see how that progresses.
Gutierrez building from the back. Majock and Mullen going at it. Very physical battle, that one. Shaxi, that's lovely movement in the midfield from Darcy Shaxi. And then a very good touch by McCabe. Now Detroyer. Can he find a man in the middle? It's Daniel Detroyer looking for Conant. But Modbury still alive here. Here's Hamish McCabe. Drops his shoulder well. It is almost unbelievable when you see some of the things that Hamish McCabe can do with the football. You mentioned during the week, he said that it's just close to home and all that sort of stuff, but it's incredible that he's playing in State League 1, isn't it?
Oh, it's phenomenal. Great pick-up for Modbury to be able to get hold of him and his brother and bring them across from Blue Eagles. So, and you can just see the class class and what he brings to the side.
Here's Oxenham.
And Modbury really have taken over this game in the fact that they've actually had better chances since the goal.
Yeah, definitely. No real clear-cut chances, but they've certainly been pressuring.
Managed to build up the play quite well and force Adelaide City into mistakes.
Paul Pezos there. And of course, last time Adelaide City won a final, it was him playing with West Adelaide. Different kind of revenge on the cards for him today, because since then Adelaide City haven't had much luck in cup finals, have they? They did in the NPL final, of course, last year. In this competition, it's been tough going.
Yeah, it has been in this competition for them. It was, I think, 2014 that Adelaide City won that, and that was the last time they won. Just we see on the replay here just a foul on Irabona. Silly free kick. He's just tripped over and kicked the back of his Aladdin's foot there.
Of course, Adelaide City as well, top of the league, and if they win today, they could be on course for a local treble. It's only been done 9 times in the history of South Australian football. 4 of those times have been from Adelaide City, or Juventus as they were known for 2 of those. 1953, 1972, 2006 and 2007. I think that 2007 one, they were invincible as well. Looking to make a little bit more history today. Here's Connon. Liam McCabe. He stand up his man. It's Liam McCabe cutting inside. Finds Hamish McCabe. And Liam McCabe gets it back. Goes down, but Dakota Oxenham did get a bit of the ball.
Yeah, great save there from Dakota. Great build-up play again by Modbury. That combination play again is working for them. And as we see on the replay here, just a great little bit of 1-2. Great footwork and big stop there from Dakota. Great save and courageous.
It's telepathic the way they combine.
It's phenomenal.
It's unbelievable. You can see all those hours kicking the ball around in the backyard have definitely paid off, because they're always in sync. And if we had the stats of the amount of times they pass to each other, I don't think there'd be anyone in the entire of South Australia beating them, because they combine so well.
Yeah, they do. And it's great to watch as well. Even from a neutral point of view, just seeing them be able to do that is great.
Francesca looking to go long. Shaxi, good leap from him. Dorba. There's the rain starting to come down a little bit here at the Service FM Stadium. Devereaux on the free kick. Adelaide City need to just put a foot back on this game, because Modbury Jets have impressed since City went in front.
Yeah, Modbury have certainly raised the intensity level, and that's what's got them into this position where they are probably on top at the moment. So City need to match that and then better it if they want to get themselves back on the ball more and actually put some pressure on Modbury.
Here's Mullen, Francesca, Doyle, Shaxi. Now Doyle. Mullen spent a lot of time with Adelaide City, of course. Here it comes, and a bit of a clash there with Detroit. Referee will just hold up play. Might have just had the chin come off the shoulder. "34 minutes in," might cross back down to Johnny Kecko now. And Johnny, what are you hearing down there?
Half so far, giving direction to the boys, and the rain's starting to pelt it down now down here. So my lovely suit, before it even gets on camera, is starting to get drenched. So hopefully it doesn't affect the game too much here, but it is starting to come down heavier now, boys, and hopefully you're nice and dry up there in the commentary box.
Thanks for that, Johnny. We certainly are. It's one of the benefits of this new brilliant stadium, Service FM Stadium. Announced that name change today. Here's McKay. And Detroit is in here. Detroit closing in on goal. He looks for someone in the middle. Goes himself instead, and just a bit too heavy on the touch there. And that was a great opportunity for Modbury, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, it was. And Adelaide City, some last-ditch defending there with a great block again from Thomas Brown.
Majock, little nutmeg on O'Doherty. Now the counter-attack. O'Doherty slides in, and that will be a free kick. And with first time, the referee here goes to his book. Yeah, it's a yellow card here for Cameron O'Doherty. Yeah, challenge that had to be made, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's forced him wide, but he certainly was not backing out of that challenge.
Yeah, no, O'Doherty has been good in the cup for Modbury. Scored 2 goals. One against West Adelaide in the quarter-final, and one all the way back in the round of 64 against Seaford. It's a free kick rather here for Adelaide City. Charlie Devereaux looking to whip his left foot around it.
Dangerous position here from Modbury.
Do you think he goes for goal?
I think he might.
It is a good angle for a left footer. Devereaux straight into the wall. Back to him though, Devereaux. Now Shaxi. Modbury get it clear. Here's Liam McCabe. Connaught hasn't got much support. Francesca gets back on it. City just able to reset here. Of course, City, a lot of action for them here, as there always is on Cup Final day. Their reserves knocked off by Adelaide United. And the under-18s NTC winning that one. At the women's semi-final as well on this pitch before this game. Of course, down Matilda's drive as well. I think Charlotte Grant was part of the proceedings. Great to see her out here supporting the game when she's back in town. As Majock goes down heavily, and that will be a yellow card. Strong tackle. I think it was Mullen, that one. Not that one. That tackle. Well, he could have had 2 yellow cards there.
Yeah, could have had 2. But, he's got round let the first one go, but the second one's...
He's really let him know there, hasn't he?
He has. Nothing wrong with that at times, just letting him know he's there.
But with the pace of Adelaide City up front, it is, of course, dangerous. Now 2 of that back 4 on bookings. Gutierrez, lovely pass for Aladdin Irobona. Here's Corbo. Majock looking for the bicycle kick. Didn't make contact in the end.
It looked fantastic.
It did.
If it had made contact, it would have been excellent. But good build-up play there from Adelaide City. And it's Adelaide City now just starting to get themselves back into the game.
Just showing his athleticism more than anything.
Yes, definitely.
I think I've seen a bicycle kick for one of these 2 sides already this season. It was Cooper Wegner, who scored a bit of a variation of the bicycle kick in back in April against Raiders. I think had a trip to Coles Jr. for that one, getting the goal of the week.
Not bad food there either in Coles Jr., I have to admit. Thought I'd give them a try the other day.
Here's Detroit now. I'm pretty sure that's why they've put Service FM Stadium in this area, because there's about 3 of those Carl Juniors all around the corner.
I looked for one down south there, but I couldn't find it.
Here's Doyle. Matt Mullen, who went for a cracking goal earlier on today and had his effort go high and wide. Now Hamish McCabe, who is dropping a bit deeper now, just trying to get himself more involved. Overruns it. The referee, but I don't think there was anything in that.
No, looking for the free kick. Detroit just put enough pressure on him there just to stop the chase.
Now Mullen. Back to Detroit. He is McCabe. Look for the cross in, and Wegner trying to get under it. High foot there by Connaught. Free kick for Adelaide City. 40 minutes gone here. Adelaide City 1-0. If you're just joining us, it was Ayom Majok who got the scoring underway, putting it through the legs. 11 minutes in of Luke Luongo as Darcy Shaxi goes in strong. Modbury really flying into the tackles here. Aladdin Irabona is looking for Dorba, or defended by Doyle. King back to Halliday. Now Gutierrez. Halliday. Brown. Corbo. Over to King. Have you seen this first 40 minutes or so as we move towards half-time, Mark?
I thought Adelaide City had the running to start with, and they capitalised on that scoring in the 11th minute. But since the goal, Modbury have had more ball, had more possession, and made City make mistakes. They've transitioned well. So I think overall, it's probably Modbury deserve a goal just on the first half. So go in at least on level pegging. But Adelaide City have defended well. Last-ditch effort defending has been good, and that's sort of just nullified Modbury in that box.
I mean, too many shots either way, though. Really, there has been a lot of threat going forward for both sides, in particular Modbury, as you mentioned. But in terms of the shot count, haven't really had too many attempts on goal or important saves for either goalkeeper to make. Majok scored the decisive goal. That's good defending by Doyle. Doyle, a very experienced campaigner.
Yeah, excellent tackle here. Majok thought he was away, and Doyle just reads the play, sticks out of foot, and just absolutely nullifies the attack.
Mentioned, of course, pre-game, Kerr still over in Serbia. Fingers crossed he does land a deal over there. He has been a big loss. City not missing him too much so far. He's opening 40 minutes, leading 1-0. Still plenty of time to go. Devereaux. Gutierrez. I think at this time of the semi-final we were thinking a bit of talk about if he might go over to the Mariners and have a bit of a trial there. In the end, ended up going over to Europe to have a couple of trials in Serbia. Here's Bresson looking, and it's Dorba. Matt Dorba, 2-0 Adelaide City. And Modbury have a mountain to climb, and Matt Dorba scores the decisive goal.
Yeah, completely unexpected there. They've had the ball the last couple of minutes and unable to keep it. And it's what happens with Adelaide City. You don't make them pay when you go forward. They will punish you. And just good build-up play there. Dorba's found himself free at the back post here. Great cross there from Bresson, and he's able to take a touch inside the box, and a cool little finish past Luongo.
Dorba allowed so much time in the box there at the back post. He's played 14 games and hasn't scored in the league this season. I think he scored in the 5-0 win over Bacala in the round of 16, but he's come up trumps on the big stage here for City. And now it's going to be a very important half-time team talk for Maurice Natali.
Yeah, it is. You don't want to concede just before half-time, and that's what they've done.
Matt Dorba, of course, his sister Chelsea has is having such a strong career in the A-League Women's of Adelaide United. And she's been to Adelaide City, has smashed in the goals as well. There'll be 2 minutes of added time, we're told. And with 2 goals for Adelaide City, Paul Pezos looks like he might right the wrongs of when he was on the losing side with West Adelaide in 2014.
Come on, Modbury.
Still a long time to go, but not many teams score 2 goals against this Adelaide City side.
No, they certainly don't. Adelaide United proved it can be done in the league, but it is not an easy thing to do.
Of course, 3-3 in their last outing Kane Vidmar scoring that one. In the last couple of weeks, Adelaide City have conceded to Kane Vidmar and Josh Murray. A few of their former favourite sons coming back to bite them. But at the moment, they look on course for number 18. Such a phenomenal record in this competition. There's a free kick. Only about a minute to play of injury time in this first half. McKay brothers both over it. It will be Liam to take. Could go for goal here. Got plenty in the area. Liam McCabe goes deep and too deep. Goes past everyone. There was plenty of space at that near post, but Dakota Oxenham, he just has such height in that that goal, especially on set pieces. It's a massive advantage, isn't it? Takes up really 50% of the net.
Yeah, he is a big boy. I was chatting with him before the game, and even for me, I'm no shorty, and even I look up to him. It just shows you how big he is. But he certainly does take up a lot of that goal. So, but that free kick there, just wasted, I think, from Modbury. Unfortunately, they really thought they were doing quite well. They kept Adelaide City out, but conceding that goal right before half-time, it's going to change their game, and Mullen's got to be a bit careful there.
It's a big blow, isn't it, in a game where they have been pretty good. I'm sure Morris and Natali probably just thinking, well, get to half-time, we've been strong, and we can adjust, but with 2 goals down now, completely changes the dynamic of what this second half is going to look like.
Yeah, it does. It wasn't needed a big change at half-time either, because they were having more possession. They just needed to make that final ball count. But now it changes the entire complexion for them.
Here's Cabe over. Is there going to be enough time here for this late free kick? Mullen will just send it forward and hope. Wegner, good lead. Brown gets it away. Dorber and Corvo gets it clear. Throw in for Modbury Jets. Bit of time added on here to this first half. Mullen goes back to the goalkeeper, Luongo. And that brings to an end this first 45 minutes on what's been a pretty entertaining Federation Cup final. Goals from Ayom Majok in the 11th minute, then Dorber. And we're just going to go down now to Johnny Krecko, who's got the captain Matt Halliday with him.
Yes, I'm down here with Matt Halliday. Mate, you've got a great view from the back to see those 2 goals. What do you make of it for the first half?
Yeah, I thought we started all right. I think Modbury worked themselves back into the game, so you can see they got some crosses into the box. So yeah, they're a bit dangerous. We've got to sort of like nullify that, and then I think we can go ahead and do some more damage.
The 2-0 scoreline is always a dangerous scoreline going into the halfway mark. What are you guys going to do, you reckon, for the second half to try and not let Modbury come out firing?
Yeah, we just got to be disciplined. It's another 45, 50 minutes to go, so we know it's a dangerous scoreline, but the job's not done yet.
And what do you make of the basketball kick from a jock that could have got his second for the game? What do you make of it?
A bit outrageous. I was never going to get that.
All good, mate. Well, better let you go. Cheers for chatting, mate. Hopefully they can get the job done in the second half, but still 45 minutes to go, and I think Modbury Jets can try and come back in this one if they come back firing in the second half. It's a big game here today and a great occasion, boys. Back up to you, and looking forward to the second half, which is not long away.
Thanks for that, Johnny. And it has been pretty enthralling first half. Let's have a look at the 2 goals that separate these 2 sides. Ayom Majok putting it through the legs of Luke Luongo. Moment he'd rather forget, I think. Couldn't do too much about it.
I was going to say, couldn't do too much about it, unfortunately. He's got to spread himself. He's got to make himself as big as possible. But he's also got to set and allow to to make the dive if he needs to, and unfortunately for him, Mojock just went, you know what, I'll put it straight through your legs, mate.
Lovely finish from him. And then that second one coming right at the end of this first half. Matt Dorber just allowed a lot of space at the back post, and in the end he was never going to miss that.
Great ball in there for Bresson. That made the goal. It was Bresson's ball across. He'd managed to get it all the way through, and Dorber's just read it well, just drifted through to that back post area. Simple touch, great finish.
And you can see what that means to them. And let's take a look at the match stats from that first half. Adelaide City, well, they were clinical, weren't they? 3 shots, 2 on target, 2 goals.
Yeah, and that's what we expected. Well, that's what I expected them to be, very clinical. So it just shows you the way Modbury have been playing. They haven't been clinical in that final third.
Haven't had too many in the way of clear-cut chances, have they?
No, and when they do get to pull the trigger, Thomas Brown's been there to block it.
Yeah, it's Thomas Brown has been important in the centre of defence. It's been a pretty stern defensive performance all round from Adelaide City. Modbury have had a lot of the ball, but at half-time of this Federation Cup final, it is Adelaide City who look on course to take out their 18th state cup. Going to have a quick break now, and on the second half, we'll have the rest of this clash between Adelaide City and Modbury Jets. The score is 2-0 in favour of Adelaide City.
Every deal, every welcome meal, gutsy save, and every friendly wave, every helping hand, and every taking a stand. Every day, everything we do helps you to... I'm moving on.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Imagine travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote, yet connected like never before. Or knowing there's enough light to wait out the storm. Imagine knowing it's there when you need it most. Imagine neighbourhoods pooling power and communities run by the sun. Or having lights that see you coming and safely guide you home. We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
Sure, this beer looks pretty good, but actually, it's what you can't see that makes this beer at Cooper's. Because every drop contains 160 years of passion. Determination to keep a family recipe unchanged. And proud, fierce independence. And it's this stuff that will always make it forever original.
7:25 remaining. Tatum with the drive.
Gatorade studies the best athletes to create the most advanced range of sports fuel. Gatorade, you fuel us, we fuel you.
Every jump, every petrol pump, member deal, and welcome meal. Every gutsy save, friendly wave, every ray of light, and movie night, every helping hand, and every taking a stand. Every day, everything we do helps our members to save, enjoy, and simply
Keep on moving on.
You're thinking, I want the world's most refreshing lemonade. It starts with a secret recipe. Using real lemons. And limes. Oops, that's the secret. Blend them, cool them, and wait till it clears. Looks like there's only one thing left to do. Let it out.
To the Service FM Stadium for this Federation Cup final. Adelaide City leading Modbury Jets 2-0 so far. Big mountain to climb for Modbury. But they did have plenty of the ball and a fair few chances and double the amount of the shots in that first half, didn't they, Mark Talbot?
They did. They're just got to make them count. As you see, Adelaide City very clinical. Modbury not so. So they really just need to make that possession count now.
That's why they are on top of the NPL. Just have shown their ability to make a lot out of not too many chances in that first half. Paul Pezos will be a very happy camper as we get underway for this second half. It's a long one, maybe looking to do a Modbury score straight off kickoff.
They need to run that through the middle, not knock it long.
It does look very good when it comes off, doesn't it? A very early goal.
Oh, definitely.
What do you think Maurice Natali would have said in his halftime team talk?
Well, there's not a lot he could have really said. I mean, they had possession, majority of the possession of the ball. They just need to be more clinical. So I just think it's maybe be a bit tighter at the back. Don't allow that drifting of the back post there for Dorber. But not to do any silly mistakes like that either. He's got away with it there. But, yeah, just to be more clinical in front of goal.
Looks like maybe a formation change. Just noticing, looks like, mentioned the fullbacks push forward. I reckon they may be going through at the back. Detroit looks like he straight away moved quite high. We'll keep an eye on that. Here he is on the ball now. Connon. Here's Wegner. Francesca looks to be dropping quite deep as well. Here's Wegner now. Good strong tackle by Thomas Brown.
Yeah, that's what I expected from Jesse Francesca. He'll sit in that number 6 role, sit quite deep, which allows the fullbacks to play really high because he just covers those holes that they leave behind. So it'll be interesting to see if they're still sticking with the 4-4-2 or if they have pushed Detroit up higher and playing a 3 at the back.
Here's Ozoidi. Shaxi. Wegner. Shaxi now back to Wegner. Who's Ozoidi, of course, on a booking. And City come away with it here, and they've got numbers forward. Bresson, lovely ball. Matt Dorber could be one-on-one here, just couldn't bring it down. It's still alive. Matt Dorber, and just in front of a Yoma Jock. What a chance that for Adelaide City.
Yeah, straight after the break as well. As you see here on the replay, Bresson looking up, managed to find Dorber. It just bounced awkwardly for him, and it wouldn't come down. Cross then looking for Majok, but just couldn't get on the end of it. But good start there for City.
Here's King. Now Majok. And just not quite, just a little too much on that pass. And with sort of it in action there, Modbury committing a lot of numbers forward now. There's going to be chances on the counter for City.
Yeah, there will be. It's just a matter of how soon Modbury decide to play a little bit higher. But otherwise, it'll be interesting to see how this first 5-10 minutes progress. Like I said, I don't think Modbury will commit too many forward just to start with. It'll be much of a muchness, same as what they did in the first half. But we'll see what happens after that 10 minutes. If they don't score early, they may start to then look to change.
Switch across here, and Detroit can bring it under control, and it will be a throw-in for Gutierrez and Adelaide City. Now Bresson. Majok. And Irabona's coming forward here. It's Aladdin Irabona. And off the post, Bresson on the rebound. And Modbury breathe a sigh of relief.
It's starting to open up already. A bit quicker than I anticipated.
Yeah, end to end.
It is end to end, but as expected,
the holes in behind the fullbacks is where Modbury are going to come unstuck.
Francesca. Wegner's wide here. Can he find the delivery? And in the end, it was an important stop by Oxenham. Could have been deceived at his near post.
Yeah, going back to that, it's the finding a space in behind the fullbacks, which is where Modbury playing so high. That's where Adelaide City can find that joy, and they already have twice this half.
I think Morris Natali seems like he is pretty animated on the touchline. I might go down to Johnny Kecko now. Johnny, can you hear what he's saying?
No, I can't quite hear him because I'm closer to Pezos, so he's very vocal on my right ear, so I can only hear what Pezos is saying. He's very vocal to his back line, trying to get them on into the right order to try and stop Modbury Jets.
But, thanks for that, Johnny. I think the instruction was from Morris, I think, just to his fullbacks when they don't have it, just to drop a little bit deeper because they've been right up. And Dorber, saw Matt Mullen there. He's very experienced and very capable defender, but pace not his best attribute nowadays, especially when you're up against this three up front.
Yeah, I thought Adelaide City might try and isolate Doyle and Mullen a little bit more with the pace, or in their case, the lack of pace. But they haven't done it as much as, like I said, as I thought they would have.
Here's McCabe. Cut out. Now Corbo, Bresson. And Doyle gets a boot to it.
Well done, Modbury.
Corbo on the throw in for Adelaide City in front of this grandstand. Seems a pretty 50-50 split in terms of attendance here. Modbury, of course, heavily supported in the northeastern suburbs. Adelaide City, a club, the most historic club in this state. And plenty of neutrals, of course, with the senior games not on this weekend.
Yeah, you'd hope that a lot of them have been able to get out, get tickets and come down and watch and check out the facility. Some of them wouldn't have seen it or played here yet, so...
Tackle there, but O'Doherty did get the ball. Good play by Harry Conant, persistent, and he wins himself a free kick, which Modbury will look to take quickly. Mullen. Detroit. Now McCabe. And Dorber looking to launch a counter for City. Be interesting to see. They don't really need to with the position they're in, but at what point Paul Pezos decides to call on Nick Booker. Here's Dorber. It's a lovely ball by Ida Bonner. Here's Matthew Dorber. And just puts it high, and they'll be disappointed with that, Adelaide City.
Yeah, very disappointing finish there. Very disappointing. As you can see, Modbury already getting the ball down and starting to play again, trying to raise the tempo, but it does lead to mistakes.
Ida Bonner, you know him for his finishing and his speed and skill, but it was his vision that stood out there. Lovely pass. Dorber. Devereaux. Gutierrez looking to get forward. Halliday. Doyle. Calls for a handball, not heeded by the referee. Francesca looking over the top for Detroit. Oxenham does well to come off his line. Now McCabe. And it's an Adelaide City throw-in.
Modbury just a little rattled at the moment. They can't seem to get their foot on the ball and play again. Adelaide City have raised that tempo just a little bit.
It's not a position they've been in too often, Modbury. But they have tended to concede a fair few goals in their cup run. So they did 3 against South Adelaide, 2 against Tea Tree Gully.
Modbury just looking at possibly making a change. Starting to ready their subs, I think.
Here's Conant. Looking for the give and go, but Itabona tracks back well. Conant had a strong start in this second half. Adelaide. Okay. Have definitely seen, as the game's worn on, McCabe's just dropped deeper and deeper. Hamish McCabe, that is.
Yeah, he needs to get on the ball more. Looks like a change is coming up, number 3.
Here's our chance, and it's Devereaux. Luongo lets it through, but it's just wide. Luongo did get the touch for a second. It looked like it was going to trickle in.
Trickle in. He's just got enough on the shot there. Devereaux with the shot. Yeah, he's done just enough. I think that might have snuck in at the back post if he hadn't have got that touch there.
It's a quick throw in from Dorba. And in the end, an important stop by Luongo. Maybe didn't look convincing in the moment, but it was a good stop in the end, and a very important one for Modbury. Will be a City corner, though. Charlie Devereaux. Don't often see him in that part of the field. So used to seeing him dictate from deep. Whips in the corner here. Here's a chance, and again, just pinball in the area. I think Majock was around it. Halliday there. Will be a goal kick, though. Let's have another look. Might have just come off Luongo's knee, I think.
It looked like it. Could have been a corner there, I think.
Doherty. Oh, that's a strong tackle by Bresson.
Well done, Modbury.
Bit of afters there between Hamish McCabe and Daniel Bresson. Yeah, you mentioned Stefan Mateo. Looks like he's going to come on shortly. Matt Mullen, who do you think makes way in that situation?
I'm not really sure what the plan is, to be honest there, because he wouldn't be changing, unless he's going to be changing to a back 3 and a change of formation, because the players he's got on, they've been playing well. It's not like they haven't been playing well. They just haven't been as clinical as what City have been, so it'll be interesting to see what the plan is. This is why I don't coach anymore.
They have almost been playing a back 3 of sorts so far in this second half. It's the elbow formation, sometimes called, with one fullback sitting back and the other one pushing on. It'll be Matt Mullen to be withdrawn in game number 350.
Coming off number 16, Matthew Mullen.
I think Detroit may be dropping back into defence, it looks like, with Mateo, more attacking player, pushing onto that wing. Or maybe midfield. A lot of shuffling going on here.
A lot of shuffling going on. So it looks like he's come into the middle there with Shaxi.
Not the way that Matt Mullen would have looked to cap his 350th game. Still time for his side to turn it around, though. So, Morris Natali, first one to shuffle the deck. Troya, now Francesco. Brown. That's it. Here's Mateo's first touch. Urabona. All the way back to his goalkeeper, Dakota Oxenham. Urabona. Conant. Lovely combination play by Modbury. And there's a foul there. And it was a professional one by Thomas Brown. Conant stayed down here. Now Brown's down as well. Harry Conant looks in a bit of a way here. That was good build-up play from Modbury.
Yeah, it was. Managed to get their combinations, little 1-2s around the Adelaide City defenders, and Thomas Brown just committing himself as you would. He's just a touch late there. So, but he's struggling with cramp by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mentioned in the semi-final, I think, speaking to a few players after that, they were saying that it was almost weird to be playing on a non-artificial pitch again. You know, the transition from going to non-artificial to artificial, that the reverse has sort of been a bit taxing on the legs. So many of our pitches artificial now, which is good in terms of keeping them preserved, of course, as Francesca whips one in. Now McCabe fires at a goal, blocked, and back to Halliday. Now Wegner. Can Modbury fashion something here? And it was a good chance there for Modbury. Hamish McCabe just having his shot fired through the legs. As we mentioned, when Nicholas Bucco would be utilised off the bench, he's going to come on here for Daniel Bresson.
Substitution for Adelaide City coming off number 7.
Nicholas Bucco missed Adelaide City, really, in these last few years. It is unbelievably his 8th
He'll be replaced by number 10,
cup
Nicholas
final.
Bucco.
I think it would have been his 9th. He got injured in one of them. A spectacular record, but unfortunately for him, not too many of them have been wins.
No, not of recent, no, that's for sure. But what a player to be able to bring on.
He did score in that 2-1 loss in the final last year, but I mentioned a great tool to have off the bench, and especially with the pace they have on the counter, ability to have him feed in balls from deep will be very useful. And then McCabe. Shot from distance from Hamish McCabe. Now Connon. Shaxi. Bucco's first touch on it. Wegner. Very tussle, and Bucco always going to have the advantage over Shaxi there. Oyoma Jock coming around, but DeTroy, the fullback, who's had to shuffle across. It'll be a City throw.
Yeah, he's come all the way across from that right-hand side of defence, but straight away you can see that trying to get Bucco on the ball, and as you said, release those quick players. Modbury, I think, with that change, they've pushed Hamish further up the park, which I'm not sure has been great for them. I think they need to keep him dropping deep and picking the ball up. They seem to have more joy when he picks the ball up a little bit deeper, and he's got to have those willing runners. So I'm not sure if it's going to work for them, but commentators curse it will probably go and score now.
Well,
so,
they need to try things at this point. 30 minutes or 29 minutes left in this cup final. And at the moment, Adelaide City hold the keys to the city, as Johnny Kecko put it so elegantly earlier on. Devereaux on the set piece. He's looking for a short option, but might be forced into hitting it long. Bucco's drifted free. Lovely touch from him. Claims for a handball unheeded. Oh, and there's been a kick out in the box. It's a penalty. It's a moment of madness from Darcy Shaxi. He's been sent off. Bucco went down, and what on earth was Darcy Shaxi thinking?
Do not know. I'd have to have a look at the replay here. There's a bit of a tussle, and as Shaxi's fallen over, you see here he's swung the boot up.
An incredibly silly thing to do.
It is, and I think the ref's got it right there.
100%. I think he maybe thought he could get away with one, but in the end, eagle-eyed.
Yeah, he was watching the entire thing play out there, and he was waiting for something to happen, and you can see the foot's gone up, it's gone back down, but then he's gone back up again, and that's what's done him there, and he's took one to the face there, Bucco, for the team.
Where it was nearing impossible for Adelaide City at 2-0. Now with Modbury down to 10 men and potential to go 3-0. And might be all wrapped up if they could convert this. And we know what happened in the semi-final, don't we?
I was just going to say that. Are we going to see a replay?
Well, I asked him during the week, Nicholas Bucco, if we might see it, and he said, you never know. It would be a very brave decision to make in this stage, but Nicholas Bucco scored in last year's grand final. His penalty went around, didn't it, on social media when he laid it off of Kerr. You'd think he'd go himself this time. It's Bucco to make it 3 for Adelaide City. Mr. Adelaide City over the past few years. Nicholas Bucco takes the penalty, sends the keeper the wrong way. It's all about 18 for Adelaide City. They're on their way to wrapping it up. The curse looks like it's going to be over.
Yeah, good penalty there from Bucco. You expect nothing less. He sent the keeper the wrong way and just nice and easily slotted it bottom corner.
Adelaide City singing in the rain. And that is definitely the last thing Modbury needed. You might as well wrap this one up unless we see the most extraordinary comeback. We mentioned these two sides seem on a much closer playing field. But in the end, I think maybe a lack of experience or something. Darcy Shaxi is a very experienced player, but it's a moment of madness, isn't it?
It is, yeah. You can't be doing that, and the refs are so eagle-eyed at these things that they're going to capture it, and they've spotted it, sent him off, and it's just made it even harder for his side now. 2-0, you could still see Modbury fighting their way back, but now at 3-0, down to 10 men.
Bucco's gone for goal from distance, almost caught out Luongo. What a goal that would have been. Looking to go viral once again.
He's full of confidence. I love seeing Bucco full of confidence because that's when the best comes out. And why not have a shot? Why not if he sees him off his line? He thinks he's got it in the locker and he wasn't far wide.
No more fitting player to score on the big stage for Adelaide City than Nicholas Bucco. Started on the bench, but now ends up from the spot, scoring a crucial goal. And Modbury, here's a chance here. Majock, he's offside. Modbury might start, I'm sure they won't admit to this, but thinking about Thursday night against Armidale.
Yeah, possibly. The question is, does that now rule Shaxi out for that round?
Yeah, we'll have to check up on that. I definitely hope not. Of course, even if it's not for that round, the game after that's on Monday night. It's pretty crucial too. Against Pirates, I believe. If results go their way, they might be able to wrap up the State League 1 and promotion. And here's McCabe. Hamish McCabe drops the shoulder. And just confirming, we've just had that check-up, so that does rule Darcy Shaxi out of the trip to Perth against Armidale. So a huge loss for them. They did make a change from the semi-final for this one. They are a team that keeps it pretty stable, and that's a massive blow.
It is a massive out for them, especially the way they play. They've just gone to the bench here to make a change.
Yeah, it's going to be David Mapstone coming off, Cameron O'Doherty coming on.
Give your place for number 7, David Mapstone.
So it'll be interesting to see if they change formation again now.
Yeah, they've had to shuffle the pack a fair bit. They already were when they were trying to chase the game, even more so now because of that red card, as City look like they're going to go to their bench as well. I think it's Vian Kurikwamana and Mohammed Billity who are going to come on. Halliday, Brown, Corbo. And block from Doyle. Be a corner here for Adelaide City. I'm sure a lot of these City players will be hoping they get on the score sheet, go in a cup final, something you never forget. Even all these experienced players that have been here and done that in different levels of their career. This is a bit of a, just looking back during the week, their previous lineups in cup finals, and it is a very different lineup. Maybe not so much from last year, but this City side has a bit of something else to it. You got the experience of Bucco, but there is a lot of young players in there too.
Yeah, there is, but they're all good age with experience.
Here's Bucco. Drops the shoulder and goes for goal. Nicholas Bucco! What a goal! It's 4-0 for Adelaide City. Bucco at the brace. And what a goal that is.
What a finish from Bucco. moving away from goal, and he's actually managed to pull it all the way back across the keeper into that far corner. What a finish. On the left peg too.
Unbelievable goal from Nick Bucco. Mentioned the record for City in finals. He's been there more often than not. And this time that streak will be ending. 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes. The Jets flown off course here. And City are on their way to number 18. And they will be making a couple changes. I think one of those changes, Henry Fulso, looked like that was one that was maybe made late. I think with that 4th goal, they're just going, we're going to chuck on a few of the younger guys. So confirming Henry Fulso coming on, as well as Vian Kurikumana and Mohamed Billati. Thomas Brown, one of those players to go off, as well as Ayom Majok. And I think Modbury are going to make 2 changes as well. It's Wall coming on, as well as Robbie Lippert.
Adelaide City coming off number 99, Ayum Majok, number 27, Matthew Dorber, number 17, Thomas Brown.
Francesca and Doyle coming off. So that's for Modbury Jets. 3 of the defenders that started this game have ended up coming off. You don't see that too often.
You don't see that too often at all.
Well, no, speaking to Morris Natali pre-game, I think there were a few players that were battling for fitness in terms of they weren't sure if they were going to be able to start them. Not sure which ones they were, but maybe a few players needing to get off to get some fresh legs ahead of Thursday. Here's Lee McCabe, who's now taken over the captain's armband. It's going to be a long 20 minutes now for Modbury Jets. Mateo. Detroit lofts the ball in, aiming for Wegner. Now McCabe. To Wall. Jacku Wall for Mapstone. If you're Morris Natali, it's a question that, again, I don't think they'd ever answer this publicly, but if you were to have the option prior to these 2 games of going to the round of 16 of the Australia Cup or winning a Federation Cup here today, obviously you'd rather have both of them.
Of course.
But which one would you rather win if you're Modbury Jets?
Oh, jeez. Well, considering the result now, you want them to win the next game. So it's, but no, coming into the game, ideally you'd want to take both, but you've also got to weigh it up and go, okay, well, you'd probably take the trophy in the fact that you then get the silverware. You've got that silverware. You're not guaranteed to get through that round of 16, so take the trophy while you can. Because once you get past that, if you do get through that round of 16, are you going to be able to go any further? You then pull an A-League club. You might not get through. At least you win today's game, you've got that trophy.
And as Detroit lofts this one in, Wegner coming in. If it stays like this, it would equal the biggest ever margin in a Federation Cup final. The last time it happened, a 4-goal win, was in 1980, Beergrad beating Victoria, as they were then known, 4-0. City might look to make some histories. McCabe, and just wide. Modbury looking to get themselves on the score sheet, but just couldn't direct it on target.
Just going for that consolation goal now, unfortunately, for Modbury. He just couldn't make it count. Hit it high and wide there as we look at the replay. And Dakota there, Oshingham, had it covered. Good turn though, hustled his way through.
It does show how evenly matched this competition has been over the course of its history, doesn't it? That in 109 finals, this is going to be equal, well, if it stays like this, the equals biggest margin with just 4, you see. You'd think there would have been a few smashings, particularly in the 1910s, 1920s.
You would have thought so, but it seems to be a level playing field. Finals always are, though, when you get to the grand final. You'll find that most of the time it's a level playing field. Some teams get up for the big occasion, and then sometimes the favourites don't rise to the occasion as you'd expect them to.
Well, I think Modbury will feel that the first half scoreline maybe didn't reflect the balance of play. In the end, they sort of had to go for it and rather sort of die trying to go for it rather than live on your knees, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, the 2-0 at half-time was probably not reflective of Modbury's possession, but Adelaide City is certainly the more clinical. And unfortunately, they've got to go for it, leave spaces, and Adelaide City have once again made a team pay for it.
And City now can really, like you mentioned, it's so often tightly contested in a final. Not often you really get to relax and enjoy knowing you've pretty much got the job done, but this is probably one of those occasions.
Yeah, it was still 15 minutes to play. You'd say Adelaide City can effectively just enjoy themselves now, especially playing against 10 men as well.
And with the fixture list coming up, mentioned with their 3-game winless streak, it has tightened up the table a bit. Comets and Campbelltown in hot pursuit, both equal on 39 points. Comets and City, that is. Campbelltown 1 point behind on 38. So looking ahead towards this run-in, this bit of time to maybe slow the pace down of this game will be important. As McCabe looks to fire one in. Corbo, it's an awkward one for Oxenham, but he brings it out of the air. And Metcher did the first half as well, but with this one looking like it's wrapped up, City could be on their way to another historic season. They at least will be some element of being historic the way this one's going, but could be on course for a local treble. It's done it 4 times in their history. Bacala and Blue Eagles, the only other teams to have done it twice. It's been done 9 times in the storied history of football in this state. And of course, that's taking into account that for around 20 years, they were on the national stage in the NSL.
That's quite a phenomenal record, that.
Well, Nicholas Bucco in our pre-match promo did say if you're beating Adelaide City and hating on Adelaide City, you're doing well. That means you're doing something right. And they are the team to beat in this state, and they're proving that yet again. They had a few dry years, where they were constantly sort of getting to finals and going down. Of course, had that controversy with the points getting taken away. But now, after winning the NPL last season on penalties and this victory, they look like they're back to their best.
Yeah, they certainly do. And apart from the last 3-game blip that they've had, they were looking odds-on favourites to take the league this year. But you expect a slight dip in form, and it's a matter of how they come back out of that dip. And here it is today to see that they've come out of it really well.
Certainly have, as Modbury look to counter here. Here's Detroit. They find a consolation goal. Conant. Here's Hamish McCabe. Now Conant. Conant drops the shoulder and an attempt at goal went just over the top. Might have even just grazed the top of the crossbar. It was a good attempt.
It was Hamish McCabe getting on the ball. Little slip past there, and kind of just unfortunate. He's got underneath it, and I thought it might just drift in.
Lovely shape on that.
It was.
It was a difficult angle as well.
It was. He's tried to get it over the top of Oxenham, who's, like we said, not a short goalkeeper by any imagination, but he almost had that drift into that far post.
And collision there, and it will be a free kick against Conant. It was Irabona that went down. City play it quickly. Now, Billity. Here's Filsell. Scored his first senior goal only this season against Cumberland. Was playing in the Under-18s Cup last year. Scored 4 goals in that competition. They went down in the final in the end. It's a good opportunity for him on this stage. And They will, of course, get another opportunity in a big game in a week and a half with Logan Lightning. That one will be at Martin Sports Complex. I think they were quite disappointed not to be
playing away.
Bucco during the week was saying, well, I've been there just about every year. We've been in the Cup, and I think it was only the first year after they beat Western Sydney Wanderers that they had an away trip. I believe it was to Bentley Greens, if memory serves me correct. Now, Hamish McCabe. With the ball through. Difficult one for Wegner. Just too much on it. And in the end, Modbury did have to go for it, but the difference in quality has shown in the second half, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has. But the first half, like I said, Modbury's ball possession was excellent. They just couldn't be, just weren't clinical in that final third. Adelaide City have shown, I think, their prowess in front of goal and their ability to kill a game effectively by nullifying Modbury's key players today. They've managed to nullify the McCabe boys to only small parts, really, and I think it's paid or proved to be a great way of managing the game.
Throw in here for Adelaide City on that far side. Now Nicholas Bucco will switch it across to Gutierrez. Very involved in the first half. Hasn't had to be pressured quite as much in this second. That red card's definitely taken the sting. It was just a moment of madness, wasn't it, for Darcy Shaxi?
Yeah, it was. It really took the sting out for Modbury, unfortunately. But here we go again.
Here's McCabe firing one at goal, and easy save for Dakota Oxenham.
Yeah, trying to get back onto his right foot, and good defending there from Adelaide City, just not allowing him on the right foot made it really difficult for him to get a shot away.
9.5 minutes to go here, and there is a pretty large Modbury contingent at this one. Probably maybe just shading the amount of people here, as here's Henry Philsell. And good piece of defending by Wald, but there's a bit of a hush over this Service FM stadium with this Modbury side. They've gone on such a good run. As we mentioned, it wasn't the hardest run you can get in a cup. South Adelaide, the highlight in terms of the hardest team they've had to face, who are no slouches, of course, but have avoided all the big guns. I think prior to the semi-final, Coach Morris Natali said it was a bit of a Stephen Bradbury situation. But with Vipers and East United getting there as well. Now McCabe dropping the shoulder. Hamish McCabe going for goal and just slipped as he went for the target. And in the end, another easy save for Oxenham.
It kind of sums up their second half, unfortunately, for Modbury there.
And might cross back down to Johnny Kecko now. And Johnny, we saw Darcy Shaxi get that red card. Well, what were the sounds coming out of the Modbury camp as he got given his marching orders?
Yeah, he wasn't too happy with the decision there, mate. And I think when he came off, Morris had a couple of words to him, but then in the tunnel he was not happy at all. He lost his temper a little bit, and I think you could hear him down the hallway making his way to the change rooms. Wasn't happy with himself, but I think the biggest disappointment was not only just getting sent off this game, but knowing that he's going to be out of the game on Thursday, the big cup game for the team as well. So very loud from the change rooms for him, but I don't think he was happy with the way it all panned out for him.
It definitely wouldn't be. Not often, well, it's the first time ever that a State League One club has had the opportunity to play in the Australia Cup. When that chance gets slipped through your fingers due to a moment like that, it is an unfortunate moment, but he's a quality player. He's performing very well in that first half. Unfortunately now won't have that chance. Here's Henry Fulsell. McCabe. Hamish McCabe. Done very well to keep it in play. Hamish McCabe, lovely dribbling. In the end, just cut out. At times, he can really just take on a team all on his own.
He can. I mean, you look at what he just did there, and he kept it close to the byline, and it was just some inventive defending there from Corbo in the end that prevented the ball through. That was the old mini game, defend the goal there, get down on the knee and make yourself as big as possible. But it worked, it was effective. But yeah, it'd be great to see Hamish McCabe back in the Premier League NPL next season.
Here's Wagner. Of course, McCabe, him and his brother, both physios, starting full-time work, wanted to be closer to home. But definitely belongs in that NPL or even higher, really. I don't think there's too many players in the state that can have that level of self-control. He did spend a bit of time in Adelaide United's system. Of course, there is only a finite amount of players, and with the amount of young talent we've got in this state, there's only so many that can make it, definitely in terms of Adelaide United. But he performs like he has this season in State League 1 and NPL. And I'm sure, if not here, other states might have a look at him.
They might do, but if he's just set himself up, who knows? He might just decide to stay and concentrate on that future and just continue playing in the NPL, which would be great for the NPL in this state.
Here he is again.
We can keep players like him here, and if they don't progress to the A-League, then we want to keep them here.
Absolutely. Here's Detroit out, looking for a ball, and strong leap from Mateo, but he was still way away from it. Bucco trying to close down. Of course, Adelaide City 5-0 in the semi-final. 5-0 in the round of 16, 6-0 in the round of 32. Have really had a dream run in terms of, mentioned Modbury maybe having a fortunate draw. There's no easy games, of course, but a favourable one. City have had a decent one too. I think it's just been a matter of, in those early stages, East United, of course, knocking out Campbelltown, as the tiredness on display there from Conant. Here's Bucco. He could be on for his hat-trick here. Nicholas Bucco is one-on-one. Nicholas Bucco, and it's 5 once again. 5 stars from Adelaide City. Bucco with the hat-trick, and even the players that aren't scoring are doing backflips.
They are, and so they should do. A great finish, great ball through for Bucco, and used all his experience there just to open himself up and slide that into the far post. Keeper unfortunately had no chance, but it's not a bad way to come off the bench and score a hat-trick.
Yeah, well, we mentioned that it was a great tool to have off the bench earlier on, and he's showing that. Of course, Modbury down to 10 men is definitely having an effect here. But you see the backflips there from Vian Kurukumana. Lovely finish, isn't it?
Great finish. Just opened his body. And I'll say this because I know he's an Arsenal supporter. It was Henri-like there, so he will enjoy that. So, but it was just opened his body and just waited for the keeper.
More Harry Kane-esque, if anything, but...
we won't start that one.
And with 3 minutes left, Adelaide City, we're just trying to count up the goals here. That's 15, 21, and 25 goals in 4 games. Of course, had a bye in the round of 64.
That's phenomenal.
That's not a bad effort, is it?
That is phenomenal.
And only 1 goal conceded too. And this does make it, we touched on this earlier, the biggest ever win in the history of the Federation Cup. Previous record was 4. There's quite a few teams tied for that. Last time that happened was in 1980. And Beograd winning 4-0. Now City, another record to their name as they make it 18 cup wins. Although they might not have that record if Jets score here. Mateo trying to keep it in play.
It's done well. He's worked his socks off there to keep that in play. It was unfortunate with the cross that just drifted over his head.
Here's Detroit, beats his man well. Can he find a man in the middle? It's a good ball, but there was just no one attacking it.
And Irabona there now playing right back and has done so since the last lot of changes. He seems to be able to play everywhere. Striker, winger, now fullback. It's quite a talent to be able to have and a great asset for the team when you've got a player that can fill in so many positions.
Well, when you've got a player with that much quality, you can pretty much play him anywhere, like you say. 11 goals this season.
Just shows you the depth that Adelaide City have as well when they're taking off the players.
Here's Liam McCabe, and a save by Oxenham, a mistake at the back, but Jets couldn't capitalise.
So just shows, as we got saying, it just shows you the depth that Adelaide City have when you can take, you lose your leading goal scorer in Kirko, you move your second top goal scorer to right back and bring on 3 new strikers.
Absolutely. I think shows, and a lot of youth in those changes as well.
Yep.
It is great to see City, I think, for maybe a long time, I guess it happens when you're such a big club, were a bit over-reliant. I know that might sound a bit harsh on players coming out of the A-League and players who are very experienced, all quality players, but you do want to see those young guys come forward. This side and the side that won the league last year is a side full of youth, full of players they've produced themselves, and a very exciting side to watch. And when you have those bits of experience, as we draw to a close, no injury time here needed. Adelaide City with a 5-star performance once again, and they have won their 18th Federation Cup final. Scintillating display in the end, the second half. Sort of dragged out of control by Modbury, going down to 10 men. Paul Pezos winning in the cup final. The last time City did win a cup final, he was on the opposition team at West Adelaide. A shake of their hands there. They're both going to the Australia Cup, but it's Adelaide City who walk away with the Federation Cup with the biggest ever win in a state cup final.
Yeah, what an exciting game it was until the last sort of 10 minutes or so. It's 15 minutes or so. It was quite an exciting game, especially that first half. And but the sending off, unfortunately, really sort of hurt Modbury and their chances of actually making a comeback in that second half. And Adelaide City, in the end, just easily enough to walk away with the result.
And there's only one man we could get to have a chat with, Johnny Kecko post-game. He's down there with the hat-trick goal scorer, Nicholas Booker.
I'm with the hat-trick goal scorer there, also the poster boy for Adelaide City, Nick Booker, mate. Congratulations, another cup under your belt.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, obviously 8 years and 4 defeats in between, so very happy to get back on the winners list for the cup.
You had a very good run up until this cup game today. 20 goals for, 1 against. Now you've made it 25 and 1 against. How's today's game compared to the rest of the games you've had for the challenge-wise?
A lot harder. Modbury, very good side. They played really well first half after we went 1-0 up, so we could see that. Has made a few changes and we got the job done, but we'll take that into the league now. We've got to finish the job off there as well.
You guys had a great performance, 5-0. Shaxi got sent off earlier. What did you make of that penalty decision earlier on? Did that change the game for you?
Yeah, I think it made it a little bit easier. Obviously, they were always chasing us, but yeah, just a little incident. Got shaved by his boot on the nose, so yeah.
Mate, you got your hat-trick. You also won your first one in 2013. It's been 8 years since you won your first one for the club. Now you're third. How's it sinking in for you? Going to have a great night celebrating with the boys?
100%, man. We've lost a fair few, so definitely going to enjoy it. Going to go into the night with the boys and, yeah, just enjoy it with everyone, family, friends. It's going to be
beautiful, mate. Thank you for joining me, and congratulations again. You're the champions. Beautiful.
Talking about the Australian Cup round of 32.
Back to you, boys. I'll try and catch up with some others very soon as well. And we'll actually, I might quickly catch up with someone from Modbury Jets as well, because they've had a really good run up until the Cup, and I'll quickly catch up with the McKay brothers. Boys, congratulations on making it all the way through to the Cup final. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way you guys wanted, but what do you make of the run up until this point?
I think, getting this far was an absolute credit to the club. We'd obviously like to put more of a show on today and get a couple of goals, but it is what it is, and, we focus on the league and the Australia Cup next week. Yeah, I think, look, we had a good run throughout the whole sort of the season there. Just didn't really go to plan today. So, look, another day we'll get the spot in the sunlight, but you just got to keep moving forward.
Unfortunately, it's not the result. 5-0 is not a great scoreline to see in the Cup final, but we get to see a couple of identical twins in the Cup final, and not often you get to see that. But, boys, you got another Cup game coming up on Thursday, the Australia Cup. And what does it mean for you guys now? You unfortunately got to turn around from this poor result, but you've got a big game to look forward to.
Yeah, we do it. It's a massive game. We'll regroup as a team and we'll get a plan set in place there. And, yeah, we'll go to there to win. I'm sure we'll get the job done there. We just got to, as Haim said, just regroup, stick to the process as what we've done all year. It's got us this far and we've just got to keep pushing.
Beautiful, boys. I'll let you go back to the rest of the team, and well done on getting this far in this competition.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Cheers, that's the McKay brothers, Hamish and Liam McKay. Unfortunately, as you can tell in their tone, they weren't happy with the result, but what a great run they did have to get here, and they've got a big game on Thursday as well. But Adelaide City, on the other hand, are in very good spirits, and we can't wait to see them lift the trophy very, very soon, boys.
Thanks for that, Johnny. Yeah, it's a remarkable achievement from Adelaide City. 5-0 in a final, first time that's been done in 109 attempts. And, well, this new stadium, the first time we'll have a Federation Cup final here, and it's only really fitting that Adelaide City are the team that are on fire and lifting the trophy.
Yeah, it's a little bit of poetic justice, really, isn't it? They've been the driving force in Football SA for such a long time. We're at a new home for football, Service FM Stadium, and it's just sort of poignant that they are the team to take the first trophy from here.
Yeah, Modbury mentioned it's the start of a very historic 9 days for them. Now have to dust themselves off. Maybe inadvertently might serve their chances a bit better on Thursday with no celebrations tonight.
It might do, but Morris very professional about his approach, so I don't think they would have celebrated too hard even if they had won today. So, but Adelaide City, they've got a little bit more time in between their game, really. So I dare say they'll celebrate hard tonight. Be back on the track probably Monday, probably recovery session tomorrow morning. And back in on Monday.
Surely Pezos gives them a day off from recovery.
I don't know.
Maybe Sunday recovery somewhere.
No, there'll be a Sunday recovery somewhere, that's for sure. So they've got to get back onto it in the league. And we're just looking here at the highlights, just seeing the Bucco goal there.
Hat-trick from him. He was unbelievable when he came on, and this was probably the pick of the bunch.
Yeah, it was a great finish. Moving away from goal, and he's managed to pull that all the way back across. But I do like his third goal. For me, that was the defining goal. Here it is. So this is it here. Just opened himself up and slotted that at the far post. So
that is definitely one that looks a lot easier than it is. This is the perfect angle, isn't it?
Great angle for it here.
Because the keeper knows exactly where he wants to put it.
He knows exactly where Bucco's going, and yet it takes special quality to still be able to get it around the keeper and inside that far post.
I'm just a bit disappointed Bucco didn't try and do a backflip as well.
Might have to ask him for next season.
And then there's the shots. Rather incredibly, Modbury still had more shots, but not many of them were really chances that were ever going to result in anything.
Yeah, they really just didn't trouble Washingham. And you look at Adelaide City there, 6 shots on target and 5 goals. I mean,
can't ask for much better than that. Well, maybe one.
Maybe one. So I have to find out which shot was on target that didn't go in, and have a chat with that player, just find out what's going on. So I'm sure Pezos will have a look at that a bit later on. So, but that, as you see there, the last line of those stats, the red card, the one to Modbury, really changed the game for Modbury and Adelaide City in this instance. But it was
made life very difficult for Modbury.
Yeah,
and there it is there. We just see everybody play.
It's very silly, isn't it? He
And
looks disappointed. You don't want to be too harsh on him because, you know, you'll do things you regret, but I think it's just one that maybe he thought the ref's never going to see this. And it was a good decision from the referee to pick it up.
Yeah, he got it right. He watched it all the way and got it right. So it's unfortunate for Modbury and Shaxi in this instance, but they'll move on. And hopefully for him, Modbury can get the result in their next game, and then he can play in the round of 16 after that.
Fingers crossed for him. Let's hope both our, or three of our teams, if you include Adelaide United.
Yep.
Let's hope all three of those can have big runs. But it will be, you can see the black and white wrapped around that trophy, as it so often has. All about 18 was what they said coming into this. And it's all about Adelaide City. And this new ground with so much history on the walls of this place. And once again, they can add another black and white chapter to those walls. Another photo up in the Hall of Fame rooms here. The referees get their medals. Shaking the hands of Michael Carter, the Football South Australia CEO. And no mistakes from them at all, really.
No, I thought they officiated well. Got the calls that they needed to make right, and they'd let the game flow as much as possible, which was excellent.
The next presentations will be made to today's runners-up, the Modbury Jets, number 23, Harrison Conant.
And the medals that no one wants to receive, they're not even ready to receive them, actually.
Number 27, Michael Doyle.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate walk to have to make.
Number 31, Lachlan Fusco.
I've been there and done that, and it's not one you like to make or want to make. And you'll find that I won't be surprised if a few of those players will remove the medallions as soon as they get off stage.
Yeah, well, they have done well to get to this point. It's an achievement in and of itself. So they can hold their heads high. Unfortunately, that's not the colour of medal they would have liked, but they've done very well and will pick themselves up and hopefully try and exact an element of revenge, I guess, in a different way on Thursday night when they take on Armidale.
Yeah, hopefully they can use this loss to motivate them in that game.
Assistant coach, Bas Pahas, team manager,
And for Adelaide City, certainly will be one of their players, but anyone else for your pick for man of the match?
Oh, geez, I think Adelaide City, I mean, you're always going to go with one of the Adelaide City players. But for me, I thought Thomas Brown played a really good game. Devereaux wasn't as influential as I thought he would have been in that first half. But Adelaide City, I think, can thank Thomas Brown for his defensive efforts in that first half.
I'm sure Nicholas Bucco will just be saying, I scored a hat-trick, mate.
He did, but mate, he only played 20 minutes.
Very impacts up.
Exactly. So I dare say we'll find out now.
With the hat-trick today, he wears the number 10 for Adelaide City, Nicholas Bucco.
There it is. He is the man of the match
for his hat-trick.
And as Johnny Kecko said, he is the poster boy for Adelaide City.
That he is.
And I think that's won the medal and the man of the match award two that he cherished more than any other in his collection of trophies.
Number 99, Ayum Majok. Number 9, Mohamed Bilisi. Number 7, Daniel Bresson. Number 17, Thomas Brown. Number 10, the player of the match, Nicholas Bucco. Number 6, Bradley Corbo. Number 27, Matthew Dorber. Number 20, Charlie Devereaux. Number 44, Henry Filsell. Number 50, Cosmo Groff. Number 22, Juan Gutierrez. Number 4, the captain, Matthew Halliday. Number 14, Aladdin Irabona. Number 23, Jai King. Number 19, Vian Kurikwimana. And number 33, Dakota Oshenham. Head coach of Adelaide City, Paul Pezos. Assistant coach, George Sonis. Team manager, Fabian Garuccio. Team physio, Luis Fernandez Astudio. And team staff, Mia Drag Bogatic, Nick Haki Costas, Luis Villalonga, and Ali Sadiq.
City all too comfortable on that stage, and shortly we'll have the chance to lift yet another trophy. As we mentioned, number 18 for them in this competition. See, that one there has their name engraved quite a few times, not as many as they'd like as of late. But thanks to a dominant second half performance, they get the job done here tonight and can have a night of celebration before they get back on track to try and complete a potential treble.
I now ask the captain, Matty Halliday, and coach Paul Pezos to come forward to receive the Federation Cup trophy for season 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, champions for 2022, Adelaide City.
Adelaide City reign supreme in the Federation Cup once again. The first cup final at the Service FM Stadium has a familiar result. Adelaide City with the biggest ever win in the history of this competition. Paul Pezos leading his side to glory as they wave on the rest of the team to join in on the celebrations. Matt Halliday lifting that trophy aloft alongside his coach. There it is, the black and white reign supreme once again. Etch their name into the trophy and into the record books one more time. City, as usual, win the Federation Cup.
Yeah, and overall they deserved it. Like I said, that first half, probably Modbury picked them on ball possession, but unfortunately that sending off really destroyed Modbury, and Adelaide City made take full advantage.
Yeah, drought is over. And now they can look towards that treble. Chance to make some more history after the biggest ever win in this competition. It's been a great run from them. Now they go off to the Australia Cup in a couple of weeks' time. But today they get the job done in rather emphatic fashion. And Mark Talbot, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
It's been another brilliant contest, and Adelaide City getting the job here. Thanks for watching on Facebook and YouTube. We'll leave you with Adelaide City celebrations from all of us here at Football South Australia. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
every deal, every welcome meal, gutsy save, and every friendly wave, every helping hand, and every taking a stand. Every day, everything we do helps you to
Keep on moving on.
Imagine storing energy now and using it later. Imagine travelling time zones without the dirty footprints. Imagine being remote, yet connected like never before. Or knowing there's enough light to wait out the storm. Imagine knowing it's there when you need it most. Imagine neighbourhoods pooling power and communities run by the sun. Or having lights that see you coming and safely guide you home. We're connecting South Australians to an energy future we can all be proud of. So imagine the power of possibility.
Sure, this beer looks pretty good, but actually, it's what you can't see that makes this beer at Cooper's. Because every drop contains 160 years of passion. Determination to keep a family recipe unchanged. And proud, fierce independence. And it's this stuff that will always make it forever original.
7:55 remaining. Tatum with the drive.
Gatorade studies the best athletes to create the most advanced range of sports fuel. Gatorade, you fuel us, we fuel you.
every jump, every petrol pump, member deal and welcome meal, every gutsy save, friendly wave, every ray of light and movie night, every helping hand and every taking a stand. Every day, everything we do helps our members to save, enjoy and simply
keep on moving on.
You're thinking, I want the world's most refreshing lemonade. It starts with a secret recipe. Using real lemons. And limes. Oops, that's the secret. Blend them, cool them, and wait till it clears. Looks like there's only one thing left to do.